Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anita Handmade Creation, and if you're a member, you're very welcome. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you on how to draft this pattern step by step. If this is something you've been wanting to make, keep on watching. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the waist to the hip depth line. Mark that up, and from the waist to the knee line I'm going to mark that up, and from the waist to the length of this you mark that part up. After doing so, the next thing you want to do is to go ahead and draw that with a straight line, and I'm also going to connect this part up here. Once I'm done doing so, I'm going to put 1/4 of my waist, round waist divided by 4, whatever I have, I'll mark that up. I'll come here to the hip depth line, I will mark round hip divided by 4, whatever I have, I'm going to mark that up. Then measure up whatever you have on the hip depth line. You're going to minus 1 inch from there. After minus the 1 inch, I'm going to go ahead and mark that up, and I'll be connecting that point up. So after connecting that up, I'm going to blend it up. The next thing I'm going to do is to measure up whatever I have here on the hip depth line. I'm going to multiply that by 2. Okay, so what I had was 5 and multiply that by 2, I'll end up with 10 inch. I'm going to mark that up, then I'll connect it all the way to that end 10 inch. I will connect this point all the way to this point, just like that. The next thing I'm going to do right now is I'll be cutting that up. Cut that up. Then I'm going to go ahead and measure up whatever I have from here to here. You're going to keep that. What I have is 10 inch. We'll be needing that up. I went ahead and grabbed up another paper, and you see this one, I have a much more allowance at the front, so I'm going to go ahead. I'll be taking up the front that we've just cut. I'm going to place this here like this, and I'll be pinning that up to hold it up so that when I'm working on it, it's not going to move. When I'm done pinning up my front piece to that paper, I'm going to come on the waistline. I'm going to go in by 1 inch. On the hip depth line, I'll go in by 1.5 inch. On the knee line, I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch. Now I'll go ahead and connect those 3 points together just like this. After connecting that up, I'm going to come here like this. I'll also connect this point, the top part, so it should be the same level. What I'm going to do now is, remember that 10 inch we did measure from here to here. We are going to be making use of that 10 inch here. Look at what I'm going to do. First of all, I'll have to go ahead and cut up this side up here like this, so I will use that remaining paper to patch up the downer part, because we need the downer part of the pattern to be more longer than what we have there. I'll join it up to the downer part of the paper. I've already went ahead and joined that up, as you can see. Now that 10 inch we did measure from this to here, remember, we're going to come here like this. I will extend that 10 inch here like this, and I'm going to mark that up. After marking it up, I'll go ahead, I'll be connecting it up like this all the way to that 10 inch like this. Once I'm done doing so, the next thing I want to make sure to do is to go ahead. I'll be marking that 10 inch all the way till we get to the side of the skirt. Look at what I'll be doing here. I'll just go ahead and rotate that 10 inch, mark them up. You know, when we are actually making a circle skirt, right? That's exactly what we are doing here, making sure I mark that 10 inch all the way to this point. Then I'll come here like this. I'm going to hold it up. I'll come here. I'm going to place it up on this line here. I'll just go ahead and mark that 10 inch all the way to the end of this side here. Now after doing so, what I'm going to do is I will be connecting those points up. Just go ahead and take your time and connect it up like this, like you can see me doing. So what I'm making sure that I do here is to go ahead and connect it on those dots of that 10" that I did mark before. Okay. So what I'm making sure here is that I reconnect it on those dots of 10". Okay, you see the way the back is and you look at where the front is. So after doing so, I'm going to go ahead and cut that up. Once we're done cutting that up, we have something like this. Okay, I'll go ahead now, cut up the waistband, which I'm going to be cutting it of 2" by round waist. Once I'm done cutting this up, I'll be done with this pattern. So I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, comment and share. I hope to see you some other time. Thank you so much for watching. See you on my next DIY. Bye.